The Los Angeles Lakers concluded the month of March with a convincing and comfortable victory against the Washington Wizards on Monday night at Crypto.com Arena. And although the outcome of the game was never truly in doubt, the most compelling storyline of the evening extended far beyond the final scoreline. Instead of focusing on the margin of victory, attention shifted toward a familiar figure who had returned to Los Angeles under very different circumstances. Anthony Davis, once a cornerstone of the Lakers franchise, was back in the arena, but he was no longer dressed in the iconic purple and gold as he now represented the Washington Wizards in their red and blue colors. At the same time, one Lakers forward experienced a brief yet unforgettable lapse, and he momentarily forgot that his former teammate was no longer part of the team. Rui Hachimura, the Japanese-American forward who originally began his NBA career in Washington before eventually being traded to Los Angeles, delivered one of the most relatable and human moments of the entire NBA season. During a timeout, while casually glancing toward the opposing bench, Hachimura suddenly noticed Davis sitting among the Wizards players, and his reaction was one of genuine shock and confusion. He had completely forgotten that Davis had been traded earlier in the season as part of a three-team deal involving the Dallas Mavericks and the Charlotte Hornets. Speaking with reporters after the game, Hachimura admitted that he was surprised upon seeing Davis and realized in that moment that he had overlooked the transaction. He explained that he approached Davis to greet him and also reflected on his own time in Washington, mentioning that he spent 3 years there and remains familiar with the people and environment. Hachimura added that he believes the situation is a positive one for Davis, and he expressed both happiness and well wishes for his former teammate. Hachimura's candid and unfiltered response resonated strongly with fans, particularly those who have also struggled to keep up with Davis's recent movements around the league. After being involved in one of the most shocking trades in NBA history during the previous season, when he was sent to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic, Davis found himself on the move once again at this year's trade deadline, this time landing in Washington. This marked the second consecutive season in which he had been traded mid-season, creating a whirlwind of roster changes that proved difficult to track even for those closest to the situation. The sheer speed and frequency of these moves highlighted just how chaotic and unpredictable the modern NBA trade landscape has become, even for the players experiencing it firsthand, and it also demonstrated how dramatically the league can shift within a single year. Although Davis attended Monday's game wearing a Wizards uniform, he had not yet officially made his debut for the team. He took advantage of the opportunity to reconnect with several Lakers players with whom he had spent multiple seasons, and despite the abrupt nature of his departure, largely driven by the organization's opportunity to acquire Doncic, there were clearly no lingering hard feelings between Davis and the Lakers franchise. The atmosphere throughout the evening was warm and welcoming as players, coaches, and arena staff all made an effort to acknowledge him and express appreciation for his contributions. During the Lakers' pregame routine, Jackson Hayes humorously assumed the role of a gatekeeper and jokingly refused to allow Davis to participate in the team's traditional warm-up activities. While the moment was playful, it also subtly reinforced the reality that Davis is no longer part of the team. Yet the interaction reflected the deep mutual respect and genuine affection that still exists between both sides. Following the final buzzer, the conversations shared between Davis and his former teammates made it evident that the bond formed during their time together in Los Angeles remains intact. On the court, LeBron James led the Lakers with a remarkable triple-double performance, while 3 additional players each contributed 19 points, showcasing the team's balanced offensive effort. Luka Doncic was absent due to suspension, but despite missing their star player, the Lakers demonstrated significant depth and resilience, comfortably defeating a Wizards team that was also short-handed. The victory held additional importance in the context of the Western Conference standings as it helped solidify the Lakers' grip on the 3rd seed. For Hachimura, the reunion with Davis carried added personal significance because of his own history with the Wizards organization. Having spent 3 formative seasons in Washington, he possesses a deep understanding of the city, the franchise, and its fan base. Hachimura laughed and admitted that his earlier moment of forgetfulness had interfered with that conversation. Nevertheless, his overall message remained sincere, supportive, and heartfelt. Beyond the result of the game itself, the evening served as a powerful reminder that professional athletes develop genuine relationships during their careers, and those bonds do not simply disappear when trades occur or rosters change. Davis contributed some of the most productive years of his career to the Lakers and left a lasting impact on the franchise, even though his departure came more abruptly than many expected. Seeing him return to the arena in opposing colors while still being warmly embraced created one of the most emotional and memorable scenes of the NBA regular season. As the regular season approaches its conclusion, discussions surrounding the Most Valuable Player award have intensified significantly, and Los Angeles Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has emerged as one of the strongest voices in support of his superstar, Luka Doncic. Speaking on Monday evening, Redick stated with confidence that if the Lakers continue performing at their current level and Doncic maintains his standard of play, then he believes Doncic deserves to be named the league's MVP. Redick acknowledged that award races are often influenced by recency bias or specific stretches of the season, but he emphasized that Doncic has consistently performed at an elite level across multiple segments of the year. He even pointed out that when the Lakers began the season with a 15-4 record, there was already a strong argument for Doncic as MVP, and he maintained that Doncic has effectively been the most valuable player during 2 of the 3 major stretches of the season. Redick also addressed criticism directed at the Lakers, arguing that the team's performance since mid-January has been far stronger than widely perceived. He referenced January 18th as a key benchmark and noted that the Lakers have been tied for second in the league in total wins since that date. He stressed that the team's struggles have been overstated, particularly when considering the number of injuries they have faced. According to Redick, the coaching staff and players feel confident in their top 9 rotation when fully healthy, and he described Doncic as the central engine driving the team's success. While acknowledging that many players have excelled in their respective roles, Redick made it clear that Doncic is the primary force behind the Lakers' winning identity. Despite Doncic's strong case, the MVP race remains highly competitive as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder is widely projected to secure the award for a second consecutive season after delivering another historically dominant campaign. Additionally, Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs has surged late in the season, further complicating the race with an impressive stretch of performances. Austin Reeves has also spoken openly about what he perceives as a bias against Doncic, expressing frustration that his teammate is not receiving the level of national recognition he deserves. Within the Lakers' locker room, there is a unified and passionate belief that their franchise player is being undervalued in the broader conversation. Doncic recently reinforced his MVP credentials by delivering another outstanding performance, scoring 41 points in a dominant victory over the Brooklyn Nets just days before the matchup against Washington. His scoring ability, combined with elite playmaking, rebounding, and late-game decision-making, places him firmly among the league's top players. For Redick, the combination of statistical production, team success, resilience through adversity, and overall leadership makes Doncic's case for MVP extremely compelling, even if the final decision ultimately rests with voters. Looking ahead to the offseason, the Lakers are preparing for what could be a transformative period for the franchise. With the roster currently built around the dynamic pairing of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, the organization is widely expected to pursue a third star to elevate its championship aspirations. One prominent name frequently mentioned in trade speculation is Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen, who is under a contract exceeding $240 million and represents the type of versatile, high-level talent the Lakers are seeking. Markkanen, a 7-foot forward, offers a rare combination of size, perimeter shooting, and interior scoring ability, making him a unique offensive weapon in today's NBA. At 28 years old, he aligns well with the Lakers' timeline, as the team aims to remain competitive both immediately and in the coming years. Reports have suggested that a potential 3-team trade could be structured to bring him to Los Angeles, but the situation is far from straightforward. The Lakers are balancing two priorities: maximizing LeBron James's remaining championship window and building a sustainable contender around Doncic, who has reportedly made it clear that he is not interested in a slow rebuilding process. However, the Utah Jazz have shown little willingness to engage in serious trade discussions involving Markkanen. The organization is currently focused on developing a young core that includes players such as Ace Bailey, Walker Kessler, and Kyle Filipowski, while also preparing for the 2026 NBA Draft. Under the leadership of Governor Ryan Smith, the Jazz appear to view Markkanen as a key part of their long-term plans, despite their struggles this season. In addition to Utah's reluctance, there are valid concerns regarding Markkanen's fit with the Lakers. His injury history raises questions about durability, and acquiring him would likely require a substantial trade package involving key rotational players and multiple future first-round picks. A proposed deal has included players like Terry Rozier, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Dalton Knecht, along with draft assets, which would significantly impact the Lakers' depth. Furthermore, Markkanen's offensive-focused style could create defensive challenges on a roster already built around high-usage stars like Doncic and James. Despite these complexities, the Lakers remain determined to improve their roster and maximize their championship window. With LeBron James potentially nearing the final stages of his legendary career and Doncic firmly established as the franchise cornerstone, the urgency within the organization is undeniable. Whether Markkanen ultimately joins the team or the front office pursues alternative options, one thing is certain: the Lakers are not content to remain stagnant. The 2026 offseason is expected to bring significant changes, and those moves could once again reshape the landscape of the NBA.